Hey, hi, and welcome to another episode of Sit and Spin. I'm your host, Joe. With me, as always, Norm the Wonder Mutt. And today we're going to be doing a couple, we're going to split this up into two sections of You May Have Missed episodes. Both featuring on a couple of bands that had albums that came out earlier in the year that I hadn't talked about yet. One that came out really early in the year before I even started doing the show, so I didn't talk about them then. And another one that just came out like 2 months ago now. And since the past month or so has been like not a lot of great new releases, I've been kind of rediscovering some of these albums that came out earlier in the year and giving them a little bit more of a second chance, and gone back and realizing these were really great records and I thought they should get there too. The interesting thing about both the bands I'm going to talk about today is that they both debuted in the early 2000s. They both play a kind of breezy, jangly, almost orchestral, like indie pop stuff, heard on like numerous TV shows and in different soundtracks and movies. Both bands have been on a kind of similar release schedule as far as when their albums came out. Both bands, the last record came out in 2010, and in the case of both of them too, their last records were not that great, not bad, but just not the best of their career. And both bands have had numerous lineup changes over the years, so there's really a lot of similarities. I don't know if they've ever toured together, but it seems like they should have, that's for sure. Both bands also have known for doing really cool covers. The first band I'm going to talk about has done a lot of cool things. They've done covers of Oasis songs. They do a great version of Champagne Supernova. They've done Lindsey Buckingham covers. They've covered Holiday Road from Lindsey Buckingham. And they also did a great version of Neutral Milk Hotel's In the Airplane Over the Sea, which I think is better than that band's version of the song. Actually, some of their covers are actually better or as good as the other band's covers. That band would be Matt Pond, PA, and their new album, which is just down to Matt Pond now, which is because Matt Pond's pretty much the main guy in the band. Matt's from New Hampshire originally, went to school in Pennsylvania, which is where the PA part comes in, and then pretty much the band is now based out of upstate New York. And since you're not really from PA anymore, he thought, let's just get rid of that PA because it really doesn't apply anymore and we don't need it anymore. And Matt's new album is called The Lives Inside the Lines in Your Hand, and this is my favorite album by Matt Pond since their 2006 release several hours later. I was first introduced to these guys by my good friend Ben Luce, hey Ben, who one day played their album Emblems, which came out in 2004, and I really liked it a lot, and I've been pretty much a fan of theirs ever since. And several hours later, which was probably, as I said, my favorite record by them until this one, and this is equally as good as that. So if you're a Matt Pond fan at all and you're familiar with that record and you haven't heard the new record yet, you definitely want to check it out. Really good stuff. There's like not a bad tune on this album too. Great songs like the opening track we're listening to now, Let Me Live. The next single, which is Love to Get Used, was also featured on the band's prior EP, Spring Fools. That's a cool thing that Matt Pond does, is in between albums he likes to release a lot of EPs just to kind of keep himself busy, to kind of keep music ideas gestating, and sometimes the songs that they like better will turn up on future records, such as that tune, in slightly different forms, which is also kind of cool. A lot of other great tunes on here, like Go Where the Leaves Go. It has some really interesting synths, which is something kind of new for Matt Pond. And one thing I really like about this stuff is it's the kind of psycho music I'd listen to like on a day where I just kind of want to chill or relax, or I just want to have some great music on in the background. And when I say it's kind of orchestral, it's very much where there's like just all sorts of cool things in the arrangements, just little pieces and little parts. That's what makes it that kind of the orchestral thing. You hear a lot of that on this album. Other great tunes like A Hole in My Heart, which is kind of a very jammy tune, Human Beings, and the title track itself is really great. And then the last song of the album, which is called Stratford, which kind of harkens back to the Pennsylvania days, also has some great female vocals. I wish I could tell you who it was. There's a list of female vocals, but it doesn't specify who they are, but it's just great female harmony vocals. So, Matt Pond, The Lives Inside the Lines in Your Hand. If you haven't heard it yet, go out and pick it up. It's really great. And we'll catch you back in the part 2 of Sit and Spin episode, where we'll be talking about our next band. In the meantime, thanks for checking us out, and also hope you're checking out my friend Scott over at Righteous Vinyl. He's spinning some groovy stuff all the time. And of course, the guys over at Riff of the Day playing their guitars. We'll catch you next time for part 2 of You May Have Missed on Sit and Spin. See ya.